For decades, many people believed Catholicism could not survive in places where it was once banned. Laws were strict, churches were closed, believers were watched, faith was pushed into silence. Most outsiders thought Catholicism would slowly disappear in these regions. But today, something unexpected is happening. In places where the faith was once forbidden, Catholic communities are growing again. Quietly, steadily, and in some cases, faster than anyone imagined. Stay with me till the end, because the final reason behind this growth explains why faith often becomes strongest where it was once most restricted. In the past, banning religion was seen as a way to control belief. Governments believed that if churches were closed and leaders removed, faith would fade away. In many regions, Catholic schools were shut down. Public worship was limited or banned. People were told to keep their beliefs private. Some believers faced fear, pressure, or loss. On the surface, it looked like Catholicism was losing ground. But faith does not always grow in easy conditions. When belief is taken for granted, it can become weak. When belief is tested, it often becomes stronger. In places where Catholicism was banned, those who remained faithful did so with courage. They met quietly in homes. They prayed in small groups. They passed their beliefs to their children in whispers, not speeches. Faith became personal, not public, and that made it deep. As time passed, something important happened. Even when bans were lifted slowly or rules became less strict, the faith did not return as it was before. It returned stronger. People who had waited years to worship openly did so with joy. Churches reopened, sometimes starting in simple buildings. Communities that had survived in secret now gathered freely. What looked like the end of Catholicism became the beginning of its revival. One reason Catholicism is growing in places where it was once banned is commitment. People who choose faith under pressure do not do it lightly. They understand what they believe and why. Their faith is not based on habit or culture alone. It is based on conviction. When restrictions eased, these believers became the foundation of growing communities. They welcomed others, shared their stories, and showed that faith could survive anything. Another powerful reason is family. When public worship was not allowed, faith moved into the home. Parents taught children prayers. Stories of belief were shared during meals. Children grew up seeing faith as something precious and protected. When they became adults, many did not abandon it. Instead, they carried it forward with pride. Family faith became a strong engine for growth. Young people also play a key role in this story. In many regions where Catholicism was once banned, young people are now returning to the faith. They live in a world full of noise, pressure, and confusion. Many feel lost or disconnected. When they hear stories of faith that survived fear and hardship, it feels real to them. It feels meaningful. They see Catholicism not as an old tradition, but as something strong and alive. Another reason behind this growth is curiosity. When something is banned, people ask why. When belief is restricted, it often becomes more interesting. After years of silence, people began to ask questions. Why were churches closed? Why were believers afraid? What was so powerful about this faith that it needed to be controlled? These questions led many to explore Catholicism for themselves. Education also played a quiet but important role. In some places, Catholic schools returned before churches did. They offered discipline, values, and care for students. Parents trusted them. Children learned not just subjects, but respect and responsibility. Over time, these schools helped rebuild Catholic identity. They created future leaders who understood both faith and society. Leadership is another key factor. In regions where Catholicism was once banned, local leaders emerged who understood the risks and the culture. They spoke carefully but clearly. They focused on service, not conflict. They helped people see faith as a source of peace, not division. This approach earned trust and allowed the church to grow without fear. It is also important to understand that this growth is not loud. It is not driven by large events or public shows. It is quiet and steady. Communities grow one family at a time. Parishes form slowly. Trust builds gradually. This slow growth makes the faith stable. It is not easily shaken by change or pressure. If you're still watching, this next part is very important. Catholicism is growing in these places not because conditions are perfect, but because people have learned how to live faith in any condition. When belief survives being banned, it becomes flexible and strong. It learns how to adapt without losing its core. Another reason behind this unexpected growth is service. In many regions, Catholic communities focused on helping others rather than arguing about belief. They supported the poor, cared for the sick, and helped families in need. When people saw faith expressed through action, walls came down. Trust replaced fear. Growth followed naturally. The final reason Catholicism is growing where it was once banned is hope. When belief is taken away, people realize how much it matters. After years of silence, faith returned as hope. It helped people heal from a past. It gave meaning to suffering. It offered a future beyond fear. Hope is powerful, and where hope grows, faith grows with it. Today, Catholicism in these regions is no longer hidden. It is alive. It is shaping new communities, new leaders, and new generations. What once seemed impossible is now reality. The faith that was once pushed into silence has found its voice again. If you stayed till the end, you now understand something many people miss. Catholicism did not grow again despite being banned. In many ways, it grew because of it. Faith tested by hardship often becomes faith that lasts. And that is why this unexpected growth matters today more than ever.